Hey, it's Jaden.
And Melissa.
And Christy.
We're the co-founders of Launchers Academy.
And we help dropshippers become successful by providing the most relevant e-commerce strategies.
You're tuning into the Launchers Academy podcast experience,
where you will learn all the ins and outs of how to build your very own successful dropshipping store.
So kick back, take lots of notes, and let's make money this year.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Launchers Academy podcast. Today we're talking about something that's rather also significantly important as well, is how to find quality suppliers and manufacturers, which is really important because other than quality of products, is being able to rely on someone that is going to pretty much make up a bulk of your business, because if you can't sell your products, you can't make any money, right? And having the best supplier and manufacturer be on your side is going to make all the difference, because they're like your best friend. And if you have a best friend working alongside your business, you're just going to be very profitable. The last thing you want is like headaches and customers not receiving their products and long times, and sometimes even suppliers are lying about forgetting to ship. So there's a lot of headaches that go through with it, and we don't want you to go through with it. And this is why we're going to tell you exactly, a few important things you need to note and digging and doing your due diligence before you really sign on a bulk of your business to your main supplier and your main manufacturer. So I'll start with Melissa here, who's going to help me out in this episode, going over what we will look out for before we would even consider working with a specific manufacturer supplier for any of our brands in dropshipping. So I'll start off with you there, Melissa. What are some things you can help out someone listening today to be able to combat that?
So I'm going to focus my discussion more so on AliExpress, because what we tell our students as well as our audience as well is when you first get started with dropshipping and you're first testing a product, just use AliExpress, because you just want to basically see if the product is a viable product that you want to continue with, and if you even have demand for it, before you move on to a third-party supplier or find a better manufacturer that can give you a higher quality as well as faster shipping time. So I'm going to focus on AliExpress first. Now, a few things that you definitely want to focus on when you are looking for a good supplier, and it's very, very important as well, because if you have a bad supplier that basically doesn't talk to you or talk back to you when you need the information, or they're not very communicative, or they have bad products, then the customer experience you're going to provide your customers is going to be very poor. And as a brand, because we're always in dropshipping for the long term and we're not here to make quick, easy money, you need to make sure you are able to provide a positive customer experience. And that really has to do with making sure your supplier is able to provide that to you for you to be able to provide that to your customers. A couple of things that I'm going to talk about to keep in mind is, number one, you want to make sure that the level of communication your supplier has with you is good. And what I mean by good is that when you ask them a question, they get back to you in a prompt manner. Not a week later, not 5 days later, but they get back to you within ideally 24 hours, if not 48 hours. And it shows that if they really care about their customers, which is going to be you as the dropshipper, then they will try to get back to you as soon as they can and answer the questions that you ask them.
Hey, it's Jaden. Are you enjoying our episode so far, or our episodes before that? Well, if you are, we just want to thank your loyalty and support for listening to our podcast, because we cannot grow without you. So that's why up to this point, we're going to give you exclusive access where no one else has, in order for us to help you succeed in dropshipping. And this is how it's helped our students become successful. And what we are going to share with you is one of our proven steps in order to find winning products that we believe you would enjoy. So in order for you to claim your exclusive access, all you have to do right now is open up your desktop or your mobile and go to launchersacademy.com/method. That's launchersacademy.com/method. And you'll get a lot of value from there. And also, more importantly, you'll find out exactly how to find your winning products and how it's helped our current students find their winning product, and you'll be on your way to success. So that's launchersacademy.com/method.
So that's number one. The other part of the level of communication is going to be their English skills. Because we are using manufacturers and suppliers from AliExpress and they are from China, you want to be able to make sure they actually understand you and they have a good level of English where they're actually able to communicate well with you for you to understand them and for them to understand you when you ask the questions that you have. That's very, very important. If you have no communication or if their communication level is bad, that is a very big red flag. Move on from that supplier and find someone else that is willing to put in that time and effort to communicate with you as their customer. Now, number 2 is when you are on AliExpress and you look for a product, one thing that you should also focus on is looking at the number of orders for the product. The higher the number of orders for the product, meaning more people have ordered, from the supplier, the better, because now it shows that people are actually purchasing from the supplier. So that's very, very important. And not only for this exact same product that they're selling, because the product may be new, so let's say the orders are not that high, don't write it off right away. Also look at the other products the supplier is also selling to see how many units of sales that they're generally getting as a business. The higher the number it is, then obviously the better it is because it can show some credibility, reliability, and it actually shows people are purchasing them so you can trust them as a supplier. Third thing that I'm going to talk about is having positive feedback score. Whenever you are on AliExpress, at the top corner next to the supplier name, you'll be able to see a customer feedback score. You always want to look for a score that is greater than 90%. Essentially, what this means is that they are showcased to actually proven be a reliable supplier because they're able to answer questions in a timely manner. They don't have many disputes or claims of customers wanting refunds, because if that happens, it would show that their products is really bad quality because the only way customer will want a refund is because the product is not good or the product is not actually matching the description of what they are trying to sell. So always look for a customer feedback score that is greater than 90%. Next to the positive feedback score you want to look at is the number of followers that they have for their brand. Now, the higher the number of followers, the more people actually trust this brand and more people are actually using it. So that's another good indicator that this is a supplier that you can trust and someone that you should use. Look for the number of followers to be in the thousands at least.
Awesome. And I love that. And you pretty much said everything. I don't think I can come up with anything else out of that. But my, 2 points here of how to find a better manufacturer and quality supplier. First thing is actually looking at the length of history in business for that supplier. So the best way to put it is, would you rather work with a business or supplier that's been, around for 10 years or a supplier that's been around for just a year? Well, if you're me and you're smart, you would probably consider 10 years because if someone's been in business for that long, that means they're able to really have customers and keep them happy and vendors happy as well. That's why they've gotten so far. So in a year, they don't have proof in history of satisfaction and also being able to help, whoever they've helped, because anyone can be in a business for a year, but for 10 years, that's a different scenario. And when you are looking for, business that's been around for a while, you can also look at their profile and see certain images that they may have that a lot of these suppliers do post of their team, of their warehouse and stuff like that, because it gives proof to us as a buyer or a customer before we sign up with them. So just look out for that because there's our images around there on their profile, especially on AliExpress. If you just click onto their, their profile. So that would be my first thing. The second thing I'd also recommend as well is on top of what Melissa's already said in terms of feedback score, I want you to do a little bit more due diligence and look at the feedback, the actual reviews that people are leaving. And this is really critically important, but not just for the product that you're looking at before you sign on with a supplier, but also taking a look at the multitude of other products they have. Spend some time, look at 3 to 4 other products and flip through the reviews. And what you're looking for in the reviews is 2 things that's really a big red flag. Are there duplicate comments? Because sometimes, suppliers that are not legit, they just copy and paste the same reviews under different accounts that they can just make up. So you want to look for duplicates. Second are reviews that have proper punctuation. So it's easy in this day and age to just literally copy and paste or just type in your own review from a different account, and you just literally are the suppliers or the agents of that company, and it's not real legit reviews. So what you want to do is look for punctuation, because real reviews, people actually speak proper English. So I would just pay attention to that. The less duplicates, the less proper punctuation and grammar for the reviews, the better. So just pay attention to that, because it's really easy nowadays to just type in your own comments. But I would just say those are like our 6 tidbits there. And I don't think I can really touch on anything else. But if you follow those 4 things that Melissa went over, and also the 2 things I just went over, you'll be set up for success. So it's all about you doing your own due diligence. But with that being said, that's all I really have. I was hoping to give a bit more, but Melissa kind of stole mostly everything from me. But is there any ending comments you want to just say before I wrap up the episode here there, Melissa?
I do have one more that I wanted to add on top of this as well. So having accolades is something that is, if a supplier is really, really good, that's where they get some accolades such as badges and awards. In the top corner, near the supplier name, if they are a top brand, they'll be indicated that they are a top brand as well. So also try to see if you're able to find top brand awarded suppliers, because now this is really showing they are the creme of the creme, pretty much. So that's another good indicator. And all of these tips that we are giving you here is for AliExpress. But when you are looking for a third-party supplier or a manufacturer that you're working more so for the long term, because we always suggest you to do so once you prove the demand of your product and it's winning, then these actually carry forward to Alibaba and other third-party suppliers too. So keep these in mind, and level of communication is always the most important. So if you find that one supplier has a lower cost but doesn't provide you as much communication versus another supplier, they have a higher product cost, however, they are there for you when you need it, do go with the person that has better communication, because in the long run, if you go with the one that only focuses on cost, it's going to hurt you. And as a business, you don't want to have to deal with the additional headaches of customer complaints and bad product quality and all of that.
Did you enjoy this episode?
If you did, which we believe you did, as we dropped a ton of value,
Support us by giving us a 5-star rating.
That's 5 stars, not 3, not 4, but 5 stars.
Also, we'd love to hear from you, so please leave your comment below.
And we'll be sure to get back to you. Take care, and until next time.